So Sammy definitely was one of the guys that I'm sure wanted some sort of coupling and shit. Yeah. And he always said it inside and outside the house, doesn't even matter. And obviously we had, I'm not sure if he wanted to couple up, but he showed interest. He had made mention at least that I was one of the people that caught his eyes, which is Cross, and a couple of other people. If you actually watch the show, you'd see that some guys had some conversations and all of that. But anyways, but it wasn't, I was intentional about not coupling up because I just didn't, first of all, I didn't want to be paired with anyone. I know it's the strategy. It's more interesting to look at two people do their thing or whatnot. Yeah. But then that's actually not me. Like, I didn't actually want to couple up. That's the thing. It was intentional. I didn't want to couple up. Have I smelled in girls' vagina before? How am I supposed to know this? I'm not now.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Yeah, I think
coming out and I'm seeing all this, and I'm like, well, eventually I was like, okay, it's fine. It comes with the territory. I've agreed. People will actually take things out of context. Some people will cut the one and pick the one and blame the one. I've decided that that's it. But that was it was, if you watch my very first interview, you see the shock on my face when they spoke, because I didn't even know something like that existed.
Yeah. You know the funny thing, people will watch the show with just clips and feel like that's what, but they will take it out of context. Because I just spoke to Boma a few minutes ago, and he also gave almost the same explanation about the whole game thing and how he did. So he even mentioned he mentioned stuff about you as well, that people just took what he said and took it out of. Like there was really nothing of.
We're even talking about it entirely. We're just talking about if she was aware about that conversation. That was what it was. And people like, how can you talk about your fellow? Like, are you guys serious? So yeah, that was just
it comes, like you said, it does come with the territory.
It comes with the territory.
It's BBNaija now. Drama is the lifeblood of the show. So if there's no drama, what exactly are we watching young people on the screen for? What are you doing? Dancing and everything. So I think I understand you.
That particular incident really, I think it hurt me as a brand. At least it really just messed with a lot of stuff.
So please talk to me about who you were before the show started. Who was Peace before the show started?
Well, Peace. Well, I was. I'm still. I am.
I like that clarification. Chop knuckle. I like that clarification. Okay, so yes, please continue.
So just a girl, chasing her dreams. I've always wanted to be a stylist, on my own fashion brand. But on the brand Burak right now is more than just fashion. It's homeware inclusive, accessories. There's so much in Burak. That's why it's not Burak fashion or wardrobe. There's just so much more. There's room to grow into other things. However, like fashion and style, since my existence, they've always been a part of me. So eventually, before I got my fashion brand, I used to do a 9-to-5. So I was in the business and IT field because I graduated in information technology management for business. So I just went into business, but I worked as an executive assistant for an IT firm. So I did my normal 9-to-5, trying to get my daily bread, all of that. And then I started Burak about 2 years ago. But the idea has always been in my head. I tried to start it sometime in 2017, but it didn't work. And then I started it about 2 years ago. And then I started pushing my brand. So basically my day-to-day life was, for the past 2 years, 2.5 years, was being around, improving my brand, designing my products, my line, outsourcing. Most of the time I make it myself, actually, a lot of the time. Then other times I outsource, basically. So it was just around building that particular brand, Burak and Burak Kids, because there's a kids version of it.
There's a kid. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But it was never online. Like, it's so crazy when you're, when everything is all you, when you're doing everything mostly by yourself. So I would design, I would deliver, or at one point I started getting, it was very small. So I started getting people to deliver for me. I would design, I would make the clothes. So like, I didn't even have the time to do anything on Instagram. And knowing me, I don't want to post anything on Instagram. Like, I'd rather not post, honestly. So I didn't use that platform at all, but that was where I was getting my daily bread from. So
Oh, okay.
But now we're going big.
Of course. Now that with the platform and that you have, at least you will do it big and everything. So we look forward to seeing more of that. But all these things you said now, I was waiting for you to talk about the challenging part, because doing business in this country is not for the faint-hearted. Do you understand? Especially creative businesses like fashion designing and whatnot. You understand? So talk to me quickly about some of what you've had to face, and hopefully now that you're well known, hopefully you can jump those barriers.
Yes. So it's certainly one of the hardest things to do. I'm telling you, one of the hardest jobs to do in the entire Nigeria. And I'm saying it with my chest. Because, like I said, I tried to start in 2017 and it didn't work. There's a reason why it didn't work. I invested my cash. I tried to outsource. I did my research and I jumped and I felt like one guy that has like a mini factory.
Yeah.
And I gave him my designs. He called out the names of the world that he was working with. I gave him my designs, and basically I gave him 6 designs because I just wanted to get a sample out of him. And I gave him my fabric, and he messed every single thing up. Wow. Every single thing. He didn't get one. And it's crazy because, well, my designs, I make contemporary, I make contemporary streetwear designs, fashion forward designs. But I kind of like eased it down. I gave him simple designs. I designed it, drew it, put on everything, and I sketched it, and I gave it to him. I'm like, these are the easiest things I can ever think of. If I could make clothes, this should be a piece of cake. Because at the time I couldn't. And I gave it to him. Everything, he messed it. We concluded on the time frame. I gave him like 3 weeks more, and he still messed everything. He didn't even fit do one. There was one he skipped. And these are samples, mind you. Wow. It's not making the entire thing. Samples of each in my size at the time, because I wanted to model it for myself. Anyways, he messed everything up, and I can't lie, I felt so bad because I know how many research it took me, how long it took me to get to this particular guy. So I was like, finally. And I kind of chilled after that incident. I was like, you know what, let me just wait first and be ready, because it seems like I'm not ready. If this one thing is hurting me this bad, then I'm not ready. So I chilled, and I invested so much into it at the time. I just relaxed for a second. I said, you know what, when I'm ready, I'm going to come out for it.
Oh, okay.
So these are the challenges you face. People will disappoint you. Don't even put your mind that they will get it done for you the first time. Just take it out of your mind. Try and except you find the kenke and stuff. Or you want to get your own employees and you're sure that even if you will still, trust me, I've done it all and it's crazy. My thing is just put your heart, get ready for disappointment. The moment you put your heart, you're ready for disappointment. To hurt you that bad, but you'll get there eventually.
Well, I really hope that things change for you now, and hopefully you can get the right people to work on what you want to do, and Burak becomes a household name in future.
Yes,
in future. So let's talk Time in the House now. I personally felt you were a very chilled houseman. If not for the fact that you did win the first head of house, probably many people would not have really, because a lot was happening, and we had a lot of loud people and everything. But every time it got to you, you always stood out, because you were chilled and everything. I think one of the first things you had was with what's her name, Beatrice. That was when people were like, okay, you can't just write peace or for anything. So was that a strategy for you? Or that's how you are generally? You are just chill. You don't like stress. Strategy. Oh, okay. You didn't even have a strategy at all. Okay.
And I wish now I'm looking at things. I wish I did, but I had no strategy going in. Yes. I'm telling you, because you're allowed to have a strategy. A strategy does not mean you have to do something negative or evil or whatever. But thinking about it is a game. You should have a strategy, But I had no strategy going into the house, actually. I was just myself. I'm a chilled babe. A lot of times I wouldn't speak until I feel like it's necessary to speak. And when I won the head of house, it was necessary to speak or I'll get disrespected. And I cannot get disrespected. Try me. I had to literally sit on that chair and take charge. It doesn't matter. I mean, I've done it before. Well, not in that place, but I've led groups before. Yeah. And, it's so easy to look at me and say, okay, this all will write her. But that's not the case, actually.
Nobody can write
I always step up to the, okay.
It's just a statement. Which kind of laugh is this one that I laugh? Oh God. No, it's true now. We all say these things that nobody feel right me, but I just want you to say it as well. It's interesting. So all this English I have been saying now is that one that is making it's true now. Nobody can bully you or write you anything of the sort.
Yeah. But yeah, I had to rise to the occasion every time. And if you notice, my time, I would chill because that's how I am. That's my personality, actually. I'm a chilled babe. At the same time, like, I am fun when I want to be fun, when it's necessary. There's a reason a party is called a party.
Woo! I always wanted to see peace during those parties, man. Like,
the reason a party is called a party because you're supposed to party. So if you know you're not ready to have a good time, you're not come to the party. That's just how I feel. So every time I was out there to party, whether it's a jacuzzi party or the party arena or Saturday night party, I always show up and show out because that's how it's supposed to be. When it's time to do the task, you see me, I give it my all. So I came up on top a lot of times.
Yes, you did. You always knew when it was time to play and it was time to be serious and everything.
Absolutely.
I like people who can own that and show it whenever it's necessary. That was really cool. So talking about, I felt, not even I now, I was hoping, we always live for drama. That's what makes the show very interesting. And the rest of the housemates all had one major thing or the other that was attached to them, drama-wise and everything. So for you, I was just waiting for the time where you and a guy would couple up. And in my mind, I don't think it happened. And I was like, what the hell is going on with these people? Like, can't they see that 5 years? So nobody will go and tell this kid. That's what people will tell me. Do you understand? Did you have any expectations of that? Or did you feel, I don't want to ask who did you like, anything. It was quite obvious.
We already know. I mean, there were people that actually wanted to couple up with me. Like, I had that conversation with certain people.
Could you mention names? Mention their names.
Okay, basically, Sammy was interested in me from the jump, and he always made it known. But I at the same time, he told me, "Oh, what's up? Blah blah blah. Like you, what's up?" What? Do you know what I mean? He didn't just say it; he showed it, and I can say right now that he was one. In fact, he was one of the guys, or if not, he was one of the guys that actually cared for me genuinely. From the start of the show to the end, cared about my well-being, cared about what I'm eating, if I was sad, what was wrong. He genuinely cared up until he left. It's so funny because even when we were both up for nomination and I got saved by the Peter Power, I was still moody for a couple of days for some reasons, and he was up, but he still showed up and he was like, "What's up? Now I don't like the way that you." So Sammy definitely was one of the guys that I'm sure wanted some sort of coupling and shit. Yeah. And he always said it inside and outside the house for the sake of my time. And obviously, I'm not sure if he wanted to couple up, but he showed interest. He had made mention at least that I was one of the people that got his eye, which is Cross, and a couple of other people. If you actually watch the show, you'd see that some guys had some conversations and all of that. But anyways, but it wasn't, I was intentional about not coupling up because I just didn't, first of all, I didn't want to be paired with anyone. I know it's a strategy. It's more interesting to look at two people do their thing or whatnot. Yeah. But then that's actually not me. Like, I didn't actually want to couple up. That's the thing. It was intentional. I didn't want to couple up. It's not like the guys weren't attracted. I was attracted to a couple of them for sure. But I was disciplined enough to not do it because I actually didn't want to couple up. I had someone outside actually that I'm not in a relationship, but I just really like and whatever. However, I still didn't want to couple up. There's so much in this coupling up thing. You guys just see the small part of it. I'm not saying anything went on in the household, but just so much emotions invested. And I'm an emotional person. If you watch the show, you'd know it. Yeah. I was quite emotional. There was nothing fake about me in that house. No relationship. Like if I was close to you, best believe that was it. Do you know what I mean? And when it now comes to a relationship with the opposite sex, trust me, if I go in, I'm going full in. So I didn't want to just do all that. So I just, from the job, and I made it known to pretty much all the guys in the house that there's no chance of me couple
There's
up
no
anyone.
chance of you.
So
Okay.
would have a good time, but I'm not doing any ship. I'm not doing any relationship. If you come today and both of us are, together, tomorrow you might see me together with another person. I want to know everyone.
Heartbreaker. Okay. So I just heard you. I get you, and I understand where you're coming from. You understand? It's not everybody that wants the whole coupling thing, and making a name for yourself will be better. Will definitely be better than being attached all the time to somebody. So I understand that. But you also give another reason: the fact that there's somebody outside, but you're not in a relationship, but you liked him enough not to attempt anything, as one of the reasons why you didn't couple up with anybody. So how's that situation now? How's that situation now?
It's amazing. It's good. We love it.
Then why people not dating? Which English are you speaking since? Why are you not dating this person? I'm fighting on his behalf.
Actually dating now.
You're dating now? So
Wait, no.
Okay.
It's a dicey situation. Well, we used to date for a while, and something happened and we broke up. And the breakup was not too long before I came to the house. So it was like, you know what I mean? So it's not that straightforward. Nothing is ever that straightforward. But you know what it is like.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
But the thing is, I'm just a loyal babe. I'm not stupid, but I'm loyal. And a lot of times I know what I'm doing. Like, this love thing is not straightforward. Sometimes you have to be, I'm telling you, sometimes it be like that. Do you understand? You just pick your battles, and this was one of the ones that I picked.
Okay. So to our dear brother who has Pierce's heart in his hands or whatever people are doing, may the good Lord help you find whatever it is you want. Amen. Amen. Okay, so now you're out of the house, you've been evicted, and you did have a fan base, and I'd like to believe at least they supported you till this particular point. So do you think you did anything wrong that didn't allow people to vote for you compared to those who are still in the game? Do you think you did anything wrong at all? Or was it wrong? Okay, so understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that, you were up for nominations. You understand? And obviously, other people were up for nominations as well. But they had to vote to keep certain people in the house, or you were evicted. So do you feel like that was a fault of yours, or it was just the game being the game?
Honestly, it's the game being the game.
Okay. So we were talking about, you leaving the show and everything. So after I asked the question, I didn't hear anything you said. So could you please just answer again?
Okay, so basically I was saying, like, the winners of the show, after like observing from previous seasons, I figured out that there's always something extreme about them. Like, it's either you're too hot or you're too cold, or you use a pity card, or there's just something there, and I can't come and lie or come and, like, this is my personality. I just want to, do you understand? If it's their strategy, by all means do it, because it's going to give you 90 M. So do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I wasn't in that category. So I wasn't using a PT card. I wasn't too hot. I wasn't too cold. And I was fully aware. Do you understand? I was fully aware. I wasn't trying to couple up. There's just something that the obvious that that lead you to that place. So that was one of the reasons that I feel like, then I know, like, when I came out, at least my team told me about certain scandals, that a particular scandal that was just around me, which was false, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, and I felt like that.
What was the scandal, please?
I think it was a scandal about Angel. And it was so shocking because if you actually watch the show, there was never a time that I had any issues with Angel. Not one time. As a matter of fact, during the Saturday night parties, you see both of us together rocking the show, at least at the beginning of the... So it was crazy to come out and see this. And, I understand that people were outraged by, but it was a case of they didn't get the entire story. They didn't watch the full clip.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And I just kept, I keep telling them that, go and watch the full clip. I'm not saying that people are not, like, obviously, trust me, in the house, all you have to do is do task and talk about yourselves. There's no phone, there's no television. If you're not in there, you won't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You are your own entertainment. You will talk about people. It's not possible that you wouldn't, because you are your own entertainment. You talk about the task, you talk about what you saw, what you didn't see. But what I was being accused of is completely not true. Watch the full clip. Let me even address it again. I've been addressing it, and I think this might just be the last time I'm tired.
Okay.
It was the case of, the vagina thing.
Yeah.
Now, that was a game. And it wasn't even me playing the game. This game was played a couple days or weeks before, where, you had to pick, somebody had to pick
the question.
Had to smell your vagina. Exactly. And he picked her. And the funny thing is, it literally was a game. Like, you have to pick somebody, actually. He was going to have to pick somebody. It wasn't like it was going to be someone else.
Okay.
And that conversation was brought back up in the executive lounge because I was convinced she didn't know that conversation happened. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I was convinced that she didn't know that conversation happened. That was why it was brought up.
Oh, okay.
So what that discussion was about was, she actually doesn't know who has told her. Nobody told her. Me, I was convinced. And the other people I was speaking with was Nini and Maria. Nini especially said, that she knows because she overheard her having a conversation with the person that said it. And I'm like, really? I don't think so now. You would have. And she was like, yeah, that they had a conversation. And she was like, why you pick me now? And she feels they've even squashed it.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And they actually have squashed it. They've spoken about it and everybody's good. She's good. It's good. Everyone is good. So that was what that conversation. I mean, other things came up about our opinions about certain things. But that particular conversation, they started dragging me, and I actually didn't say anything about it.
You know, many people
have
will not watch.
Girls' vagina before. How am I supposed to know this? I'm not now.
Oh,
crazy.
Yeah, I think
coming out, and I'm seeing all this, and I'm like, well, eventually I was like, okay, it's fine. It comes with the territory. I've agreed. People will actually take things out of context. Some people will cut the one and pick the one and blame the one. I've decided that that's it. But that was if you watch my very first interview, you see the shock on my face when they spoke, because I didn't even know something like that existed.
Yeah. You know the funny thing is people will watch the show with just clips and feel like that's what they will take it out of context. Because I just spoke to Boma a few minutes ago, and he also gave almost the same explanation about the whole game thing and how he did. So he even mentioned the stuff about you as well, that people just took what he said and took it out of, like there was really nothing of.
We weren't even talking about it entirely. We're just talking about if she was aware about that conversation. That was what it was. And people like, how can you talk about your fellow? Like, are you guys serious? So that was just
it comes, like you said, it does come with the territory.
It comes with the territory.
It's BBNaija now. Drama is the lifeblood of the show. So if there's no drama, what exactly are we watching young people on the screen for? What are they dancing? Yeah. so I think I understand you.
That particular incident really, I think it hurt me as the brand. At least it really just messed with a lot of stuff. But I'm very content. You get like being on that platform alone is so huge for me. So I'm very content. We're all winners.
No, I like that, man. Everybody that goes on there knows that yes, you can build a life for yourself. Going forward, it can make or mar you, but the mar part is very small. That's the cocoa. Okay, so please, thank you very much for speaking with me. I wish I had a lot more time, but I still have like people at the back. So talk to me. Who do you think is going to win, knowing what you know now? Like who do you think is going to win, knowing what you know now?
Okay, thank God you said knowing what I know now. What is that?
I'm always clear to picture because what was going on inside.
Why Money's fans are going in, supporters are going in, because Liquor Rose's supporters are going in, even Angel's supporters are going in. But I think the crown goes to either White Money or Liquor Rose.
White Money or Liquor Rose, okay.
So Liquor Money or
Liquor Money. Decide? That's the same thing Boma said, Liquor Money. And I'm like, I didn't even first understand what you were saying. But later clicked, I was like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so please, we talked about your brand at the beginning of the interview, but I'd like to ask you, what else should we expect from Peace? Are you all going to be, let me focus on this market I want to say, or any other thing that comes along, you take it and move
I mean, first of all, I'm very talented. I'm multi-talented. So we have to talk about the fact that I used to be a presenter, and I'm definitely pursuing that moving forward. TV hosting, event hosting, TV presenter, event hosting, even radio hosting. just presenting in general has been a passion, something that I would do easily, you know. So I definitely will pursue that. Music. So if you noticed, the music part of me came out maybe towards the end, end of the show. And I've always loved music, but let's just say in the house, I fell in love with music because I've never freestyled, and I went in there and I killed it, in my opinion. And people gassed me up. So I'm gingered. I know this music journey is not even small. It's not.
Okay, so hold on. Talking about singing in the first place. Talking about singing as well. So I'd like you, could you sing something for us? But I want to suggest what you should sing.
My voice, like your voice is, see I'm talking.
So imagine you gonna ask Beyonce to sing for you. She'll not say my voice is bad. That's not it.
Beyonce will not even agree to sing, careful. But let's
she's
go.
talking to me. She will sing for the great Abisola here. So let me tell you what you'll sing. You'll sing the national anthem. What happens? You can sing. You should be able to sing anything. Well, don't mind me, man. Okay, so you're talking music. You could also do radio presenting and presenting in general. Any other thing? You know, play ball.
Yes, we're looking at acting. Even if they said act. What's it called? Hollywood started dumping ground. They will dump it here.
They will dump it.
Yes, that's where I want to be from. Nah, definitely. I love Nollywood, so why not? Like, come on.
So we should just look forward
to seeing more of you. Pardon?
We should just look forward to seeing more of you.
Absolutely. Just see more of me. You're going to be seeing more of me. You see me everywhere, and I'll kill it.
I really wish you the very best, and hopefully your dreams and everything you want, they work out for good. And like you said, we get to see more of you in the future, because I think you are a vibe, you know, the chilled atmosphere and the aura that you have. I think it's really cool, and hopefully everything works. Hopefully everything works out for you. This was fun. This was really fun. Peace. My name is Abisola. I work with NG. Please reach out if you have stuff you'd like to do on the side of the of the void and everything. So thank you very much. You have an amazing day.
Thank you.